Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to KSPNtv. I'm your host, Cardin Rudy, followed by my co-host, Michaelan Nguyen.
Hello, everyone.
And in this one, we'll be talking about the Baseball Channel League.
Now, before we start, once again, a big shout out to our sponsor, Pizza Man Dance, for the continued support here at KSPN TV.
All right, let's take a look at last week's results. Starting us off, we have our Pacifica Tritons going from Wednesday to Saturday, where on Wednesday we have the Castilla Coyotes facing off against our Pacifica Tritons, where we take a win 6-2. Next up, we have our Pacifica Tritons facing off against the Santa Barbara Dons, where sadly we lose 2-1, close game. But we get our get back on Friday, winning 14-10. And finally, we have us facing off against the Santa Paula Cardinals, where we lose 1-0.
All right, now for Santa Barbara, they had two games, one going on Wednesday and Friday. They took a huge win over Wainimi, 20-0 in a big shutout game. Then they went against the Arroyo Grande, taking another win, but a closer game, 4-2.
Next up, we have the Dos Pueblos Chargers, where they face off against the Newbury Park Panthers, winning this game 6-3. Then facing off against the Grace Lancers, again winning 10-3. And one more time, facing off against Foothill Tech with a close win, 9-7.
All right, then we had Ventura, who had a total of 4 games spanning from Tuesday all the way to Friday. On Tuesday of the week of February, they went up against Channel Islands, taking a huge win, 16-2. Then they went against Granada Hills, taking a tough loss, 3-14. Then on Tuesday, they had a doubleheader. Tuesday and Friday, they had a doubleheader against Dos Pueblos, taking a close loss, 5-6, and then taking another close loss, 9-5 or 5-9. Sorry.
Next up, we have the Buena Bulldogs, where they face off against the Hart Hawks in a close loss, 6-7. Then on Friday, we had the Simi Valley Pioneers taking a win over Buena, 12-8. But Buena gets their get back in their next game on Tuesday against San Marcos, where they win 13-3, and sadly a blowout loss against Thousand Oaks, 22-2.
Then for San Marcos, they had a total of 4 games as well in the span of these last 2 weeks. Against Simi Valley, they took a huge win, 7-2, but then they took a close loss against Birmingham, 2-4. Then they put up against Crescenta Valley, taking another close loss, 2-4. But then on Friday against Buena, they took a win, 1-0.
And up next, we have the Rio Mesa Spartans, where they faced off against the El Camino Royals with a close loss, 3-2. But they get a win over Moore Park, 7-3, and sadly another close loss against Camarillo, 3-5.
All right, next we had Oxnard, who also had 4 games these past 2 weeks. And then, so on Thursday, February 26th, they went up against Santa Monica, taking a close win, 7-5. But then they ended up taking a tough loss to Thousand Oaks over the weekend, 2-14. But then when they they matched up against Rio Mesa in a doubleheader. They lost the first game, 1-6, and then unfortunately also lost the second game, 3-15.
Now, since the league has just started, most of these teams will be tied for each other, but we have Rio Mesa and Dos Pueblos tied for first place with a 2-0 record, with Buena and Pacifica, San Marcos, and Santa Barbara all tied with a 1-1 record in third, and in last we have Ventura and Oxnard tied with an 0-2 record. Now, coming up for next week's games, or this week's I should say, is our Pacifica Tritons facing off against our Oxnard Yellow Jackets, Ventura Cougars at Santa Barbara, San Marcos Royals at Rio Mesa, Dos Pueblos Chargers at Buena, Oxnard Yellow Jackets, once again, doubleheader on Tuesday and Friday. That's it for us for this week. We hope you join us for next week, and that's it for us. Bye, everyone.